Ever wish you had the secrets that the wealthy are using to get rich? Well, my name is Champ and I'm 25 years old with 7 figures in cash. But if I could go back in time and talk to my 18-year-old self, here are the 3 things I would say to fast track my success and make millions faster. Now, guys, I'm making this video because I made my first $1 million at 23 years old from my bedroom in 1 month. And I was only able to do that because I had a couple of key realizations that allowed me to break free. But if I had just known them sooner, I could have done this whole thing a lot faster and easier. Now, I know exactly where so many of you guys are. Hungry for success, trying to get that edge, which means you're actually the type of person who's going to take advantage and value the sauce in this video. So I just want to get on camera and spill the stuff that most influencers paywall behind courses or whatever in the hopes of impacting as many of you as possible.
Oh, guys, by the way, if you want to get a free report I wrote on the 3 morning routine hacks I learned after meeting 100 millionaires all over the world that have literally changed my life and made me 100 times more productive, you can get it for free at the link down below. Anyway, let's get into the video.
Number 1. Fuck what they think. The people around you don't want you to be successful because your success will shine a light on their insecurities, and when you make it, they're all going to congratulate you anyway. You see, my whole life growing up, I was so worried about what my classmates and everyone else thought, and I can actually think of an example of when I was in college which illustrates just how stupid of a thing to do this is. You see, at this time, I had started trying to build a personal brand. It's actually the same Instagram page that you guys all see right now, but I was actually trying to make it as an artist. I was dropping songs online, a couple of which actually have a few 100,000 plays. You can go find those if you want, and putting out content in a way that was very atypical for people of my age and who were in college. And one day I was sitting in my bedroom. I had a room at the top of the stairs in this duplex that I shared with my 3 best friends at the time, and I heard one of them downstairs, thinking that I wasn't there, say, "Oh my God, come look at this." You see, they had just found my Champ Instagram, the same one that you see now, and I proceeded to sit there and listen to the 3 people whose opinions mattered to me the most. Sit there and ruthlessly clown me and make fun of me for 20 minutes. And I sat up there paralyzed in my room out of fear because I didn't want to explain why I was doing things that didn't fit the social norm, because that's exactly what it is, right? When you're young, you have 2 options: conform to the social norm or do the thing that you actually want to do. Because you see, all of us have that thing inside of us, right? The thing that we are uniquely destined to do, that makes us happy, that we're passionate about, but we all get it pushed down deep inside and hide it away because of the pressures of all the other kids around us that, by the way, also just want to be loved and accepted. And then sometimes when you let it out and actually do what you want, you get absolutely roasted. And in these moments, like the story I just told, you have 2 options. 1, brush it off, say, "Oh yeah, guys, I don't know what I was thinking," and conform. Or 2, make this your Batman moment. Because for me, guys, this was truly the start of my self-development arc. Now, I'm not saying you should hold anger in your heart, and frankly, you shouldn't even care about these types of people, but I took that and I used it. Full of determination to make them eat their words, I doubled down on content and I started putting out twice as much stuff on the internet. And suddenly, my life began to change. And I mean, you see where I am now, and sure, it's a completely different industry, but it's the same thing at its core, which is doing the things that I am actually passionate about and destined to do instead of conforming to the societal pressures of the people around me. Moral of the story, fuck what they think. Number 2, your parents don't always know. Now, this is going to be a hard one for some of you to stomach, but just listen for a second because, again, I know where you are. Your parents want you to go down the traditional path. They say things like, "Oh, honey, we just want what's best for you. You'll understand when you're older." Sound familiar? Well, here's the thing. Your parents don't always know. And let me preface this by saying that I dearly love both of my parents, and I would never disrespect them on camera for clout or internet points. I don't care. But you have to look at everything through the lens of whether or not the person that you are talking to is a proven authority on the thing that you are trying to accomplish. So here's what I would tell my 18-year-old self. Hey man, you want to make a lot of money, and we know that money isn't everything, but it matters a lot, and I wanted to make a lot from a young age. Now, my father was first generation born in the United States, is a super hard working small business owner, but has no experience generating large amounts of money, doesn't know how to invest or really even beat inflation. And my mom put herself through medical school when she was pregnant with me and has slowly paid off her debt throughout her lifetime, but I spent my whole childhood simply because they were my parents, learning falsehoods about money from them. I wrongly learned a scarcity mindset and that I needed to hoard every single dollar that I ever got from my father. I incorrectly learned that college was the only way to make money from my parents who had never been entrepreneurs, right? And my personal development, career, and life goals only started to skyrocket whenever I had the realization of, hey, I can still love my parents, but they're not the authority on everything that I want to accomplish. And moreover, there are people on the internet who have documented themselves accomplishing the exact things that I want, and maybe I should stop brushing off all of their YouTube videos and all of their courses as a scam, even though I can get it for free instead of paying $50,000, $60,000 like I would for college. And then I realized I can actually change my life by just consuming their content. I realized that I can learn the answers to critical questions from consuming content of people that I've never even met before on the internet instead of relying on my parents, and that was the realization that totally changed the trajectory of my life, and that is why I make these videos. Number 3, there's nothing wrong with you. This is one that I truly believe can change lives, so please just listen to me for a second. At 19 years old, I walked into a doctor's office and I said, I really don't feel good, I'm anxious all the time. And you know what he did? He looked at me, he didn't even ask me any questions, and he said, okay, you need to be prescribed Lexapro, an antidepressant, and wrote me a little prescription. A wave of relief rushed over me at this moment. Finally, an external cure that would fix all the things wrong with me on the inside. I went and I picked up my prescription from the local Walgreens, and I remember going home to my dorm that night, taking the little pill, and laying in my bunk bed, waiting for a wave of relief and euphoria to rush over me. But here's the thing, it never came. So I thought maybe it would just take a couple of days, and I kept taking the pill. Never came. Days turned into weeks, and after a month or so, I forgot I was even taking it. And after a couple months, I still felt like shit, but I thought, well, you know, I must feel better than I did before taking them, so at least they're helping me. And after a couple months of taking them, I still felt like shit. And then I started to gain weight. I got gross. I became numb, and it went on for years like this. But about 8 months ago, I decided to make a change and come off of this medication. Coming off of this was super hard. I had intense withdrawal symptoms, but after about a month, I was done with it. And what's very interesting is that I felt better after coming off of it than I did when I was on it to treat the things that were wrong with me, and better than before I ever took it. So what changed? One very simple thing. You see, before, I didn't even realize it, but I was living a life that wasn't even mine. I was in college because I thought that was the only way to get rich, when in reality, it had just been prescribed to me by society and my parents. I was drinking and partying 4 days a week because I thought that was just the thing that kids my age did, and in reality, it was destroying my mind and body. I was studying biology in school so that I could become a dentist because I had been told by the administration at my college that that would be a good career path for somebody like me. And my entire life was comprised of decisions that weren't even my own. And if you look at my life now, off of the meds, technically it should be way more stressful. I work 10 plus hours a day, I take 0 days off, I manage and salary entire teams, but I feel incredible. And that is because this life is mine. It's a life driven by conscious decisions that I chose. And we so often fall into the trap of doing the things that we're told are the right thing to do by our parents, by our classmates, by societal pressures. But I'm here to tell you that that rabbit hole you went down on YouTube, that instrument you used to play, those videos that you want to make, those stories you used to write, that business you wanted to start, that thing that gets you really excited but you've written off as too unrealistic. That is the thing for you. That is what you must do, and nobody in the world reserves the right to tell you that you can and should not do it, which brings me to my fourth and bonus point that I would tell 18-year-old Champ, and that's start now. You're not too young. You don't need to waste the next 4 years making mom and dad and your friends happy. Because here's the thing, bub. Eventually, you're going to be so miserable at your job that you're going to quit and pursue your actual destiny anyway. So all you're doing is letting fear delay the inevitable. And more importantly, you only get to live one time. You're on this planet for a finite number of years, and you need to spend them doing something that you actually love and having the means to do cool shit. Because, by the way, stepping out of your comfort zone is about to make you a bunch of money. It's going to change not only your own life, but the lives of everyone around you too. That's what I would tell my 18-year-old self, and that's what I have to offer to every single one of you watching this channel as well. And it doesn't matter if that means subscribing to my channel and using all the free stuff I link down below for you guys, or if that means just getting inspired, clicking off this video and never watching me again. I don't care. What I do care about is that you take this video as a sign to stop putting off the life you're meant to live. Put it in motion. And until next time, peace.